Alrighty, besties, here is my 25 priority reads of 2025. I've seen a couple people do that, and I wanted to hop on the train because I'm partially a mood reader, but also if I don't set like a specific book, like if I don't set aside the books that I know I want/need to read, I won't ever read them. So this month I've kind of been going with the flow, but I think next month I'm going to set a monthly TBR again, partially because I really haven't read much, and also I've just kind of been winging it, and it's not been well, which is okay. It's okay. But initially, I think I like the monthly TBRs just because I also get to grab books that have been sitting on my shelf for like a hot minute that I might have forgotten about. So I think I'm going to start doing that, but keep it like a low number. That way, anytime in between, if I want to add to it or read something else, if I'm in the mood for it, I can. So I think that's what I'm going to do this time around. So for sure, all these books are going to be set aside though, so that way I can grab it anytime I'm in the mood for them, or if I do end up like setting the specific amount of books for a month or whatever, I can add it to that pile, if that makes sense. So I'm just going through the stack at random because it's 25 books. Most of these, well, a few of these are book 1 to series, so of course this year I will want to get into other series, but I'm going to tell myself first that I need to finish series that I'm currently in. So that's partially kind of what January has been about, is finishing series. Not having so much luck, but I finished a few, but still in between a lot. So hopefully I'm able to finish what I got going on within the first few months of 2025 at least, so then I can jump into other ones later. So yeah, really quick, we're gonna try to get into From the Mouths of Sirens by Abigail Hare. This is like a Little Mermaid retelling, but darker kind of vibes. It says, what if the Little Mermaid killed the prince instead of falling in love with him? So just from reading off the back, it's like she's in a tournament. It might have like some kind of tournament vibes, trial vibes. I don't fully know, but I saw this on a little free library trip I went into like a long time ago. And this is book 1. I think there's a second book out. I don't know if it's more, it's going to be a series or it's just a duology. So we'll see, but I'm really interested in this and seeing where this goes. Then another one on the list is Beautiful Carnage by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. There is a second book to this, so it's a duology. And from my understanding, this is like a mafia type of romance. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I have had these 2 books on my shelf, because we all know that's my physical TBR. And if you don't know, this whole thing is my physical TBR. I'm not going to talk about it unless you want me to. Unless you want me to, I can do a bookshelf tour, and I can do specific ones because I know I'm kind of getting on a random tangent. I have 4. I have one that's like all thriller, one that's like all romance, and then this one is my fantasy stack, and then that's my physical TBR, and then I have books on my TV stand. So you let me know what you want to see. Anyway, moving on. This is like a mafia type of situation where, let's see, it says, his family killed my brother, so I stole his bride. I was there to murder her father, but then I saw her walking down the aisle. She's been my secret obsession for too long, the sinfully beautiful Calabrese princess. Sloane was the perfect payment for their crimes. Now she's mine, mine to claim, mine to possess, mine to destroy. So if I'm being forced to marry a beautiful man, I'll say yes, absolutely. So I definitely need to read this. I don't know what's wrong with me to where I didn't last year or when I first got it. I think it's because I was like, when I first got it, I was barely starting reading like back as an adult. So I was just kind of like entering the world of books and trying to see what I like. And now, like over a year later at this point, I know what I like. Next I want to try is an Emily Henry book. I have not read an Emily Henry book. I have 2 now, but never read them. So first I want to try to start with is People We Meet on Vacation. I feel like a lot of people have started with this one, or Happy Place. So I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared because people that I trust that kind of have similar tastes in books as me, they liked it, but they weren't like in love with it. And I feel like that's what's going to be with me, is that I may like it, but am I going to be obsessed and like, I don't know. Obviously I'm going to read it and form my opinions like officially later, but as of right now, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared. Next on the list is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I have heard nothing but amazing things about this book, so I really, really, really want to try to read this year. I also bought Real by Kennedy Ryan as well, because I saw that one going around and people were really loving it. So I'm trying to get on my Kennedy Ryan bag. Next I want to try is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. I know a lot of people love The 7-Year Slip. Respectfully, I don't think I'll ever read that book. I don't know if I'll ever read more of Ashley Poston, just because I don't know. I don't really reach towards books like these, but obviously I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a try. So if I do really like this one, obviously I'll try any other books she has. But we're going to start with this one first. This is like magical realism. It's about a girl who is... she like gets stuck in like one of her favorite novels or something while she's like on the way to a family thing or something of that sorts. And yeah, I don't know what else it's about really, except for that. Next, I want to get into The Hunger Games by Susan Collins. We all know what this book is about. We all know what it's about. And just because even though I'm a little scared to try new things and new genres, but nonetheless, I still want to give it a try. I want to try to get into classical books, classics, and I want to start with The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I have a few other classics that I bought, but we're going to start with this one just because it's smaller than the others, so I want to give this one a try first. Next, if you don't know, I love Elsie Silver. I have read her Chestnut Spring series. I am obsessed, to say the least. I love that series. So I'm desperate to get back into Elsie books. I read the Layla Sage books, those cowboy romance books, and I need more. I need more. So I definitely want to get into her Wild Love series. I know the third one comes out in March, so I probably plan to maybe read this or start it next month, because it's pink, and I think the vibe that I want to go for in February are books that are like pink and red, just because Valentine's Day. I know it sounds stupid, but I want to do that, so why not? Another book that I want to get into is Hexed by Emily McIntyre. This is the last book in her After series. I've read every single other one before, so it's a little sad that it's coming to an end, but it just makes me a little more excited because I've heard nothing but amazing things about this one. It's also like another Little Mermaid type. It has Vanessa in it. I love Vanessa. I'm so sorry. I know she's evil, but I love her. I don't care. And so I'm excited to get into this one and close off another series, for one, and for two, I want to read it and be hyped, because this is one of the first dark romance series I ever got into after, I know it sounds crazy, but I read Haunting Adeline first, but after that I went into the Never After series. So this is kind of like a full circle moment for me, and I'll get emotional after I'm done with it probably. Next book I want to try to get into is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I did read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It was a beautiful book. I'm not gonna lie, it was beautiful. It was lovely, but did it captivate me like how it captivated other people? No. I'm so sorry, but no, I'm not like absolutely obsessed and in love with it as like other people are. Don't get me wrong. It was a beautiful book. It was beautiful. The magic, the longing, it was beautiful. But at the same time, it just felt really long for me. Maybe like really long books just aren't for me. I struggle in general in life with things keeping my attention. So if it's feeling like it's taking forever and long, I know I'm very impatient. I'm a very impatient person. I really tried to enjoy the ride through that book, but it just didn't capture me how I wanted it to. But initially, I've heard a lot of good things about this book. I read the synopsis because, mind you, I recorded this whole thing the other day, and the mic, I hope it's fine now, but the mic, it wasn't in the correct settings, so it echoed really bad, and I couldn't fix it any other way, like editing and stuff. So I'm re-recording that, and I did read the synopsis out loud for all of these books, but I'm not going to do that in this video. But initially, the way this sounded kind of confused me. It's like magical kind of situation. It's this girl who gets like invited back to her home, even though she has like her mother's journal stating like, don't ever go back there, like it's not good for you type of situation. And the people who live there, like I don't know if it's her family or whatever, but nobody sent her the invitation to come over. So girl, why are you there? So I was just, I don't know, it just kind of left off it like that. So I'm like, I guess I need to read it to see like what else goes on in this book. But I was just kind of like, hello, what? But I don't know. I've heard a lot of great things about it though, so I'll give it a shot. I'm not gonna knock it down. I'm still gonna give it a shot. Another on the list is The Quarry Girls by Jess Lowry. This is a thriller. This has been on my just regular TBR in general for over a year as well. I saw this and I really, really wanted to read it when I first started reading, but I never got a chance to get it. And then somebody ended up gifting it to me, so thank you so much. I believe it was Maritza. Let me see. Oh, it was Victoria. Queen Bee Reads. Love you, Queen. She gifted it to me. I love you so much, and I thank you for that. And I'm finally able to get around to it. This is a thriller, as I said, and it's about these girls. One of them goes missing. The other is like trying to figure out like what happened. She saw something as well, like forever ago, and she wonders if whatever that incident was, if like that's happening again, and if the reason why she never talked about it is because now like people are disappearing and she's wondering if it's like her fault or something like that. So I want to see what's going on in that. I know this is like, a lot of people have read this and I'm far behind, so I need to read it. Another one on the list is She Left by Stacey Gray. I saw this on the shelf at Barnes & Noble like forever ago, and like the spine just looked super, super cool and the cover just looks really cool, so I bought it without knowing anything about it. I do that sometimes. But nonetheless, I think this is like, this kind of gave like a mystery whodunit thriller type of thing, as this girl, like what was it? Hold on. 20 years ago, she survived, and now she's fighting for her life. On the night that changed everything, Amy Brewer walked out of a house party. Yeah, so she was like at this house party at like a young age, and she was the only survivor, as everybody else at the house party got like unalived. And now on the memorial of that massacre, she was invited by a journalist to talk about the story, but then learns like somebody at that house knows something and wants to keep the secret, because then the other people there start dropping. So it's kind of like a, yeah, like a mystery thriller whodunit type of thing. So I hope I'm not a fan of like those type of mysteries really, so hopefully it's good. Next on the list is Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. I believe this is like a story about a survivor of Ted Bundy, or like an aspect of that. I think, don't get me wrong, I think I heard that this was a stolen idea from like an actual survivor. So if that's the case, I'm so sorry. I'm scared to read it if that's the case. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. But nonetheless, I want to give it a shot. It sounds interesting. Another on the list is Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha Tully. This is a series. It's got 3 books in it so far. I don't know if it's going to expand to 2 more. But this is about a girl. She runs away, and then she's put into a trial to be somebody's queen and get forced to be married to somebody. but she has to fight in this like tournament trial thing, even though like she's technically not supposed to be there, from my understanding. So now her options are to either just die or fight for her life to be forced to get married. I don't know. But this, I've heard a lot of great things about this series, so I'm intrigued, and hopefully I get to start it this year. Another book on the list is Broken Beauty by Ketley Allison. I don't know who or where. I think I remember who I saw this book from. It might have been, oh shoot, what's her name? Oh my god, I can see her face. I can see her face, but I can't remember her name right now. But I remember seeing this by that person, and now we're mutuals way before, because this has been sitting on my physical TBR for over a year as well, sitting on these shelves collecting dust, and I completely forgot all about it until looking through, trying to see, like, create this, like, list, and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks cool. What is it? It's like looking at a bookstore in my own shelves. I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks neat. What is this? And this is a dark romance, I believe. It's got 4 men in it. What more can I say? What more do I need to say? Except for that. So looking at the synopsis, and as I said, when I first recorded this video, I was reading the synopsis, and I was like, how did I not know I had this? So I was like, this is definitely a priority. I'm gonna read it maybe next month. So I definitely want to read that and get it finally off my poor physical TBR shelf. Next on the list is Mistress of Lies by K.M. Enright. This has, like, I think romance, and it involves an alive in a vampire court. So yeah, I wanted to read this in October of 2024, but I unfortunately didn't get around to it. But I definitely plan to read it this year. Maybe I'll read it early. I don't know. It's got vampires and some broody men is what I can tell. So absolutely. I think that's a series too, because it says book 1 on the top. So we'll see. Next on the list is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. And I mean, everybody has raved about this. Everybody's liked it. I need to. I think we all kind of know what this is about. It's about this girl where she goes to like a magical school, and she doesn't realize there's like a magic, like, what's it called? Secret society type of situation. It sounds interesting. It sounds cool. So yeah, I will be reading that. Next is The Book Thief by Marcus Suzik. This is like historical fiction or something of that sort. It's historical vibes. I've never read anything like this, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book. So you best believe I'm reading it. It sounds like it'll make me cry though. Anyway, moving on. Mr. Fixer-Upper by Lucy Score. This will be my first Lucy Score book if I read it this year, which I will. I will try to for sure. It's got like a grumpy man and coworker romance type of situation, but respectfully, I don't think I'll read that trilogy that she has. The other ones, those are way too thick, and I have no interest in those. But I'll give her other books a try though. I will. So I'll start with this one because it looks cute and it sounds like something I like. So another series I hope to try is Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. Maniscalco? I'm saying that probably 100% wrong. But this is a trilogy. It's got 3 books in it. This is book 1. So hopefully I can start the series this year. Maybe finish it. I believe I should be able to finish it this year. But initially, I am interested, so interested in this series. It's got betrayal, it's got deceivement, it's got somebody's family member being unalived, and dark magic, so I'm interested. I've heard good things about this book, or in general this series, so I'm excited to see where it takes me. Another book that I would love to read, hopefully soon, is No Place Left to Hide by Megan Lally. If y'all don't know, you will know now. That's Not My Name by Megan Lally was one of my all-time favorite thrillers of 2024. Listen, not to toot my own horn, but as soon as I started talking about it on TikTok and buying it and gifting it to people in my little group, like my besties, They started reading it, they started raving about it, and now it's blowing up. As it should. It deserves it. So Megan Lally and everybody else needs to thank me for that story blowing up, okay? Like, y'all better run me my check. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm so, so excited. I will state one of my trusted besties that reads thriller as well. She said it was good. It wasn't like as, she said amazing, quote unquote, as that's not my name, which kind of puts me in like a weird, like, dang, because this is like her, Megan's second book ever, I think. I think That's Not My Name was like her debut. So I know second books from like what I hear are kind of like a, is it going to be a hit or is it going to be a miss type of situation. So I was very excited. I'm still very excited. I, of course, am a little like, dang, but I also know I'm easily entertained at the same time. So I guess we'll see. Cause the way I read it, it's about this girl. She like has this big secret and she leaves, and then somebody's telling her from, cause she left a party, and then somebody's following her and trying to like get rid of her or something. So yeah, it sounds crazy. And I really hope it's going to be really, really good too. So nonetheless, I'm still excited and I'm super happy about this second book that she has. So another book on the list is, of course, Onyx Storm. It's not out yet. I don't have the physical copy, but that is another one that I really, really cannot wait to read. I hope to read Iron Flame soon though, because I have yet to read it and I really, really, really need to read it before Onyx Storm comes out. I know. Anyway, next on the list is Castle of the Cursed by Romina Garber. This is a special edition by Owl Crate. She's stunning. I know. As soon as I got this, it was in October. It's for my October box. And I wanted to read this so bad last October. But the thing is I don't like to physically read my special editions. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. I just collect them and let them sit on my shelves. See? And of course I read them in the sense of like either getting the ebook and reading it or finding the audiobook and listening to it. I could not find either. I don't know if it's just a really, really new book or they just haven't made it yet or whatever the case may be. But I think there is an ebook for it. So I'll have to retry and look at it. So hopefully I can either read it soon or save it for October of this year. Because gosh, I really want to read it. It's got vampires in it. It's got Spanish. It's gothic and mystery piled up in there. So I think I'm going to love this book. So This Girl's a Killer by Emma Wells. This follows a girl who unalives bad men. Do I need to say more? No, because I saw the cover and I guess I bought it when it was like a book of the month, like a Barnes & Noble's monthly pick. I saw the cover and I was like, hell yeah, I'll get it. I didn't even read what the synopsis was until the other day, but nonetheless, I'll read it. Another on the list is The One by John Mars. I have heard nothing but great things about this one. I read the synopsis for the first time ever. This has been like on my regular TBR for like ever, and then somebody gifted it to me a little while ago, so I finally have the physical copy, and obviously I will get to read it. But I didn't know what it was about, and it sounds crazy. It's like a thriller with like science shit, I don't know, matching your DNA to find like your perfect match. That sounds crazy. I had another thriller that involved like DNA stuff, and I just love the concept of like that type of situation. I don't know why. It sounds crazy, but it was so intriguing. That book, it kind of fell a little flat, but nonetheless, the concept was so cool. If you don't know what that book is, let me know. Ask away. But this one is you use your DNA to find your perfect like match. But this sometimes obviously it's not working out, and it looks like that happily ever after isn't guaranteed for everyone, because even soulmates have secrets and some are more shocking than others. Imagine your soulmate is like an unaliver or something. I wouldn't know what to do with that. But another one, last but certainly not least, is Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. Need I say more? We know I really, really want to get back into my Elsie Silver bag, so I'm going to be starting the series. I finally have all 4 of them because they got redone by Bloom with these new covers. So I have been waiting for the 4th one to start it, and now I have it. So I might, maybe I'll start them next month and read them all in a month. That's my question for y'all. Do y'all read your series like in the month, or do you spread them out? Some of my series are spread out, but I think I'm gonna like try to get through them so I can start next series. I guess it just depends on the books as well. But anyways, I'm done yapping for this video. Those are my 25 priority reads. Obviously, we know I will most likely read more, as last year the plan was to read at least 105 books and I got to 168. The goal for this year is 120. So I'm not going to go over like trying to shoot for over 160 from what I read last year, because I want to be able to, you know, enjoy my books. Of course, I want to read as much as I can just because I have so many books. But I also want to sit and enjoy and take my time with these. So I'll shoot for 120. It seems doable in the sense of the plan that I want to go with. So we'll see. We'll see. If I make it to it, that's perfect. If I don't care. If I go over it, that's amazing. But I'm not going to try to shoot to go crazy like that. You know what I mean? I want to take my time and enjoy my books. Anyway, enough yapping. That is my 2025 priority reads. I want to know one of your 25 priority reads if you have a list or if you made one, or if you know a specific book you really, really want to get to this year. So let me know. My socials are, you know, they'll come up at the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more bookish content. I love you so much.